Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 19 in our Women of the Bible series. Today, we're talking about the women at the cross, those who stayed with Jesus when almost everyone else ran away. Their story is about loyalty, courage, love, and faithfulness in suffering. Let's explore these often overlooked heroes of the gospel. When Jesus was arrested, his disciples scattered. Even Peter, who swore he'd never deny him, ran and wept. But the women stayed. Matthew 27:55-56 says, many women were there, watching from a distance. They had followed Jesus from Galilee to care for his needs. These women followed, served, and watched even in his agony. Who were they? Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of James and Joseph, Salome, mother of James and John, Mary, the mother of Jesus, as John records, and many other women who had followed him. They weren't apostles, they didn't preach sermons, but they showed up when it mattered most. John 19:25 says, near the cross of Jesus stood his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. While the men hid, these women stood close. They didn't leave, even as Jesus suffered and died. Can you imagine watching someone you love nailed to a cross? They chose to stay. Their loyalty cost them. They risked being associated with a condemned criminal, but love outweighed fear. They weren't just mourners, they were witnesses. They saw Jesus' suffering. They heard his final words. They were there when he breathed his last. These details come to us because they remembered. They told the story. They preserved the truth. And they didn't stop at the cross. They followed to the tomb. Matthew 27:61 says, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary were sitting there opposite the tomb. They watched where he was laid. Because they stayed close, they were also the first to hear the good news. Matthew 28:16 Arisa Wasin sin 1:6. He is not here. He is risen, just as he said. Come and see the place where he lay. Jesus entrusted his resurrection message first to these faithful women. They ran to tell the disciples. From last at the cross to first, Etienne was ans and Nord Sen Cordain, there is and for us them, to first evangelists of the resurrection. So, what can we learn from them? 1. Love stays even when it hurts. They didn't leave when things got dark. True discipleship means walking with Jesus even in suffering. 2. Presence matters. They couldn't stop the crucifixion, but they stayed. Sometimes ministry is simply being there. 3. Faithfulness is greater than fear. They risked being shamed, arrested, or worse. Love casts out fear. 4. God honors the overlooked. They weren't the famous apostles, but God chose them as the first witnesses of the resurrection. 5. Our testimony is powerful. We know these details because they remembered and shared them. Your faith story can encourage generations. The women at the cross remind us, when others run away, be the one who stays. When it costs you something, love anyway. When hope seems lost, wait for resurrection. Jesus sees and honors your faithfulness. If this episode encouraged you, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of the Women of the Bible series. Comment below what part of the Women at the Cross story speaks to you most. How does it inspire you? Thanks for watching. Stay faithful. God bless you. See you next time as we keep exploring Women of the Bible.